As many of you probably remember, at Life Dynamics, we did an undercover investigation in 2002 which documented that Planned Parenthood and the National Abortion Federation are operating a nationwide pedophile protection ring. We proved that these people are knowingly and intentionally thumbing their noses at every state's mandatory reporting laws, and recently, a case in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, reinforced that argument. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, 66-year-old George Joseph England went to Vietnam where he bought a 3-year-old child from her mother and immediately turned this little girl into his personal sex slave. He eventually took her to live with him in California, but after he was convicted of sexually assaulting 3 of her 10-year-old friends, he fled to Florida, where the victim says England continued to rape her on an almost daily basis. At the age of 13, she got pregnant for the first time, but not for the last time. Court documents show that she was forced to undergo at least 8 abortions in the next 5 years. Then, at the age of 18, she told a neighbor what was going on, and the result is that England is now expected to spend the rest of his life in prison. But the problem is that there are other criminals who are directly involved in this situation who are still not in jail. Let me be as clear about this as I can. The people at the facilities where these abortions took place are every bit as guilty for what happened to that little girl as is this pervert who is now rotting in prison. If they had complied with their state's mandatory reporting laws, this situation would have ended at least 5 years earlier. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The George Joseph Englands of this world have no greater ally than the American abortion lobby. The fact is, if there is one thing that this nation's sexual predators understand, it is that people down at Planned Parenthood know how to keep their mouths shut. I will also say this. If the authorities in Florida are not investigating these abortion clinics where this child was taken and bringing criminal indictments against those who did not comply with these mandatory reporting laws, they too should be dragged away in handcuffs and leg irons. Now, if you don't think this is a big deal, remember, studies have shown that even among the youngest teenagers who get pregnant, those 15 and younger, the majority are impregnated by adults. Make no mistake about it, America's epidemic of teen pregnancy is being driven by adult men preying on underage girls for sex. And Planned Parenthood and the National Abortion Federation figured out a long time ago that selling protection to those men can be very lucrative.